That shot of Central Park after Wenberg scored the game winner yesterday was wild. To go from last year where the Rangers were eliminated in pretty brutal fashion by the Devils, then they go and win the President's Trophy this year, enter the playoffs, and are just having a magical run. Plus, like, you expect production from guys like Zibanejad, Kreider, and Artemi Panarin, of course, but for guys like Vincent Trocheck and Lafreniere to step up the way they have, I mean, Trocheck leads the team in points these playoffs, and him alongside Lafreniere lead the team in taunts after goals. You can understand why they're, like, euphoric in Manhattan. And look, I know I spent a lot of time talking about Lafreniere. It's like the Ranger I've talked the most about on this channel this year, and trust me, there are other Rangers that I want to and will talk about, but I can't just pass over what this guy did yesterday, man. It was ridiculous and it was filthy. So seeing Lafreniere go backhand top shelf is nothing new. I mean, he won a game earlier this year with that shot, but man, there's a huge difference between doing it in a shootout in November against Columbus versus executing it perfectly in-game against a goalie who came into this one pretty hot in the Eastern Conference Final where your team is trailing in the game and they pretty much need this to go in. What a time to pull off one of the filthiest finishes of these playoffs. Now, if it was just that play, I probably wouldn't be making an entire video about it, but it's the fact that he one-upped himself in the same game. Jumped to deep into the second period and he gets the puck inside his own blue line, goes around Luostarinen and gets inside the offensive zone, and as soon as he enters, you can see for a split second he kind of thinks about it, like, okay, what am I going to do here? He loads up for a shot and this defenseman bites harder than Luis Suarez in the 2014 World Cup, and this is my favorite part of the play. He doesn't go around the defenseman with the toe drag, he puts it under his stick. That's the filthiest part about this to me, because he clears the stick by literally a couple centimeters, if that. Then the finish, as if it could be anything else, a backhander. Man, when I said coming into the playoffs that I was interested to see how much of a contributor Lafreniere could be, I had an idea that he could maybe be a good postseason contributor after the season he had, but third on the team in points, and with some of the absolutely massive goals he scored, he's completely Usain Bolted past my expectations these playoffs. And I have a feeling some people are going to say, well, he's a first overall pick, you should be expecting this. And I guess that's fair, but as Rangers fans know, and hockey fans who follow this guy since he's been in the league, it didn't always look like it was going to be the case. So for him to go out and score two of the filthiest goals of the entire playoffs in the same game, and yes, neither of them were the game winner, but those two plays from Lafreniere were paramount in helping the Rangers get a 2-1 series lead. And on the Florida side of things, it's definitely going differently than the 4-0 sweep last year in the Eastern Conference Final, but I think this team and this series has a lot of hockey left. It's just so back and forth and it's so tight. I think this one's going 7, or at the very least 6. As usual, give me your thoughts in the comments on this series, on Lafreniere, also on the Trouba play again. I mean, look, I've talked so much on this channel about Jacob Trouba's elbow. You guys know my stance on when he sticks that thing out. I don't need to dive into it. If you want more coverage of this series, like the video, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. You're awesome.